Hi, everybody. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I apologize. It's been one of those days, and I'm moving between screens. And so, anyway, thank you all for being here. It's so nice to see you. I usually post stuff if I want to talk about something and just kind of leave it for everybody to see. I just decided today that I would go live, and I had a few things on my agenda. But I first want to say hello and thanks to everybody who's here. Hi, Ron. Butterflies are free. Cardamancy. Vivian, it's good to see you guys. Thanks so much. Sharon. I'm glad you're all here. And thanks for also being on earlier with Jennifer, who I'm trying to tie up this resiliency series because I'm ready to do other things. But I've got a few more still that will be coming up really soon. And then I'll be moving into some other things. I wanted to let you know I'm working with Andrea Galvin, who is a wonderful community member. And we're putting together a show, a series that will be on shamanism in daily life. And we're going to be meeting tomorrow to talk a little bit about how we're going to put that all together and get it to you guys. So I wanted you to know that was coming. And I had a list here. I'm going to be working with Kathleen and Sophie because we're doing some kind of what we call pulling the feminine is what it's going to be called. We're going to be pulling some cards together for maybe some feminine issues or feminine leaders. I don't know. It's going to evolve, I'm sure. But, we'd like to talk a little bit about some of the things that women go through, if it's job discrimination or if it's, working from home or there's a whole host of different things we're going to try to look at. And of course, we will ask you for any help as well. Hello, Sonia Rain Lee. It's good to see you. Sharon, it's good to see you too. Thanks for coming. Flowing. Kathleen Lightworker and Pure Visionary. Thanks, everybody. Oh, somebody wants to say hello. So here she is. She finally got a haircut, so she doesn't look as crazy as she was. Yes, she just is the boss of the whole house, April Joy. That's your name, April Joy. Say hi, everybody. Hi. I'm 7 months old and I don't want to learn how to be potty trained yet. Anyway, yeah. So I'm back here at home. And my husband has been asked to leave his position at an office that we were purchasing. And the owner decided after 6 months she did not want to sell it to us. And so we are in the midst of opening our own office, which will be called Harmony Health. It's down the street from, where that office is. And we just really he loves the patients. He loves the people that are there in the area that he's been working in for 6 months. So, this is kind of a dream for him anyway. He wanted his own office, and that's why we were trying to buy that office. But it's a chiropractic office. That's what he does. And he wanted me to help him. No, I can't. I'm busy. So that was another thing. I've been really holding a lot of tightness around my chest and not being able to speak about this for the longest time, and teaching 14 classes and doing my shows, which I love. I don't want to stop doing my shows, but trying to work in an office and I'd love to help him. I'll do what I can behind the scenes, but it's a little bit too much for me. And so I'm putting up a boundary here. Not that I won't do what I can, but at this point, it's been on and off for 6 months now. And it's a little too stressful for me. So when I asked everybody to hold space for me the other day, it was because he had been let go and because she decided not to sell it after all this time. She dragged her feet a lot on a lot of issues. And so, it's all the way it's supposed to be. So for my part, in my own resiliency during this time of fascism and COVID, I thought, why don't I bring up some of my things and let you know what I'm dealing with and how I'm dealing with it, which isn't always that interesting for people, but I thought, well, I'm not being interviewed, so I might be able to give a little bit of what I had gone through. And also I'm going to pull some cards, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about some other things. And I just thought it would be fun to spend some time with you here by myself with nobody else, except you're all here. So I love you all. Thank you. This is very spontaneous. I just decided to do it this morning. So it's nothing I had planned. But I pulled a card today for myself. And I love this deck of cards. I've not used it, but it's the Oracle of Mystical Moments. And there is a tarot that's done with the same pictures. This is Katrine Waltz Stein. And I have a lot of her pictures. They're tarot card, or well, the tarot card ones I have in pictures on my wall. I'm kind of building up this. I don't know if I'm going to have 78 pictures up here or not, but I love her work. And she focuses on areas that I just feel really drawn to. Like she has one that's a woman sitting and holding an open book and looking at it. And she has another one where somebody's like under the earth, but dreaming of popping out and becoming a bud, becoming a bud and popping out. And she's got one where she is laying down dreaming, and the sun and the moon is around her. So I just love all these cards. I think they're wonderful cards. Anyway, I pulled this one today for myself, Like a Bird, number 22. I always find 22 to be, that's a master number because it's a double number. And it's, I don't know, is it 2 11s? Yeah. So it says that I'm full of expectation looking into the future, and there are no boundaries to which I can accomplish. Well, that makes me really happy. Like the bird next to her who flies strong and direct, she knows how. Now's the time for focused energy. The key is to recapture your passion and unlock your creativity and surround yourself with people who make you feel inspired. Well, that's what I do every day. I surround myself with you all. There aren't enough thanks in the entire world to express to you all how much you all mean to me, because this community is my sustenance. And so my resiliency came with this community. I've gone through a lot of really hard days in my life, like everybody else has in different ways. And I feel as though this resiliency is more cosmic, is more, it is communal. And as heard by all of the testimony of the people that I've done so far, and I expect that I will do more of, and they will let me know what they think. So I'm really excited to be here today and to talk to you today. And it was just a year ago that I was just in dire straits, watching Linda G, watching Lilac Lantern, watching Debbie Free Spirit, watching other readers that were talking about the election, because a year ago, it's Thursday. I think it was a year ago today was the election day. So, that bothered me a great deal. I coped with COVID much easier than I thought. I didn't have COVID, but I meant the lockdown from COVID. And it was really the craziness of 45 that brought me here. And I really think that all of you were just part of the gift that was given to me after I came here and got to know everybody here, and am shown love in so many different ways. And so God bless you all for everything. I want you to know this. My husband does have a patient. The office does not open until next Thursday, which is 11/11. So our office will be effectively open on 11/11. And I can't think of a better date to open something, to start something anew. That portal is there. And we're in Suite 7, which is very good. It feels good. It feels good. It feels good for him. And we'll just see how it goes for him. We'll see how this wonderful new energy comes in. And he said, "Can you please help me?" And I said, "I'd like to, but I can't do it too much to help you. So I'll do what I can. And I will. I will. I've got another show coming up on 11/11. I got 3 shows that day. So I got one with Valerie, who's here in the chat. She and I are going to have some fun. We're going to knock it out, aren't we, Valerie? And then I'm going to also talk with Karen Sage Healer, who has just come back to YouTube. And then I have my Medium show. And today, don't forget, I have an interview with Nancy Jean at 2. And I have my Medium show. And with Jean and Terry and maybe Kim. She's always invited. I told Jen she could come too. But yeah, thank you, Kelly. Yeah, it's been a hard road because my very best friend, who I talk to as much as I can during all of this, she's going through her own sort of issues right now. So I don't like to bother her with anything. And I probably bugged the other 2 psychics so much that they were like, can you get the message? And I did get the message. I got the message when they told me 3 or 4 months ago that this wasn't going to work. And my husband refused to give up doing what he was doing. And because I know my intuition and my gut that they were right, but I still ask the question. So I think sometimes we don't want to know the answer if it's not the answer that we want. And even some of us that are fairly, I don't ever think I'm a product of huge spiritual evolution, but because of my belief in spirit and how things work, I really, really needed to listen, but I did, and I couldn't convince him. And you can't do something, oh, she's eating something. What are you eating? Hang on, sorry. What are you eating? What are you eating? Give it to me. Please don't eat plastic, dear. Don't eat plastic. Here, here's a bone, okay? All right. Be a good girl. Be a good girl. Sorry, everybody. It's hard to be a mother to a baby at 66. We learn and grow with so many mistakes. I know. And you know what, Tracy? I don't think that, I never look at it as a mistake. And I'm not saying, that it couldn't have been. I look at it as a growth experience. I look at it as a lesson I needed to learn, or he needed to learn maybe. But I also think there are no mistakes. It's almost as though spirit knew what was going to happen, and the timing was, how much better could it be on 11/11? I don't know. Anyway, so I have really strong faith in it, and yeah, and mistakes are just missed opportunities. So yeah, she did try to lighten the mood, Kathleen. You're right. Deb H, yes, I know. What are you eating? And it's usually something awful like, well, she's a poop eater. I don't know if you guys knew that, but that's what I thought it was at first. She must have gone, but no, it was a piece of plastic. But they'll get stuff lodged in their stomach, and oh my God. Oh, you are, Sharon? You're looking, then you got one only 1 month older. Your grand fur person is 1 month older than mine. I bet your grand fur person is already potty trained, though. Ron, that's what we were told. That's what we were told. And we think that, I don't know. I don't ever wish bad juju on anybody. I don't. Yeah. Thank you, Alicia. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. Everybody's so kind. I love you guys. The other thing that I'm working on is a new series with Andrea, which I told you. Jay and KD Lightworker and Adrian Red Lentil and Joanna and I are going to start a existential film series where we're going to be talking about films, different films, what they mean, some symbolic, some metaphoric. And we're going to start with one everybody's already watched, Wizard of Oz. And then we'll move into some others. And so we'll try to let you know ahead of time if you're interested in ever watching that film before we talk about it. If you've not watched The Wizard of Oz, or you might just want to revisit The Wizard of Oz, you might want to do that. I love it. I remember my neighbor, I was like 7, and I was so afraid that Wicked Witch was going to come to my house. And my neighbor next door had a color TV because I didn't have a color TV. So she said, you send to my mother, you send your daughter over so she can watch The Wizard of Oz. Because when she crashes into Oz, that's when it turns into color, when she opens the door, So I got to watch The Wizard of Oz, but then I had to walk back to my house, well, through the bushes, nothing big deal, but I was scared to death of flying monkeys. We're going to come take me away. But it was a lot of fun. So we're going to do that, something different. Oh, aren't you lucky, Sharon? Good for him. I'm going to bring him up and leave him with you with your daughter for the week, and maybe she'll do mine. The other thing is Kevin's Tarot is finally going to come talk to me. I'm thrilled about that. I got Becca's Tarot coming tomorrow, who we've been trying to coordinate. And I got this person named Water Bendita, and she does she does coffee stain readings in a coffee cup. I thought that would be awesome. And then I'm still working with Helen, which is Irish Granny, and another subscriber to discuss fascism in South Africa prior to 1950 and the Republican Party today. And I'm awesome. Yes, I know. You guys have seen her. Oh, good. I'm glad. She doesn't show her face or anything, but yeah, she is great. I'm glad. The Water Bendita lady. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So I got a couple of things. Oh, and I didn't bring it in here. All right. Hang on. I got it somewhere. Give me a second. I'm sorry. I thought I was all prepared. All right, you come back in here, silly. Come on. Come on, silly. All right. Okay. The life of a teacher. Oh, I wanted to show you guys these. I was gifted a fabulous deck of cards by Oil Painter. I don't know if you've seen Oil Painter on here in the chats. She made cards called Clarity, Claire-E-T cards. And I had admired them on another channel, and I said, oh God, I want those. I love them. And look, they're just adorable. She painted all of these. There's an angel. And here's one that's supposed to represent summer. Iced tea, a sandwich in the sun. Look at the flower. She's very talented. She is. And here we got one, we got a grave with a widow or somebody that's visiting the grave. Not all dark. Here's one where the light comes on. So anyway, I am going to use these and get used to them because I love them and I love her. So if anybody else has any cards or any that you have done or know anybody has done, I would love to feature them on the show. And so let me know. All right. So I wanted to talk about a couple of ideas. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be doing another giveaway. I'm going to be doing another Oracle giveaway. I don't have 2,500 people, so it isn't because of that. But I'm going to do this time I'm going to do an Oracle giveaway, and I will post it on my community page. So just put your name there, say you'd like to be in the giveaway. When I pull the name, I will definitely get in touch with you, and you can send me your address. So just let me know if you win. All right. Yeah, they are beautiful. I like them too. Okay, so there were some words I wanted to talk about today, and then we'll lighten it up a little bit and do a few pulls. A lot of people have heard us in the community talk about something resonating with them or not. How does that resonate with you? How do you, or the other one was, well, no, resonate is very different from if it resonates with you, because resonate can have a different total meaning. But if it resonates with you, it corresponds closely or harmoniously with something. So if I said to you something and you say, well, that resonates with me, I could even say, let's go to my favorite sandwich shop, Jersey Mike's. Let's go to Jersey Mike's for lunch today. And you say, oh, that resonates with me. It could be something beyond spiritual, but it's also to evoke a feeling of shared emotion or belief with somebody. And so I think we all resonate with that. Sharon, I will get a hold of Oil Painter and have her contact you. Okay? Yeah. So that's one of the words we use a lot. We just use those words a lot. And the other is clarity. And I know we pretty much know what clarity is, but clarity is have a clear understanding of something, or it also could be part of being coherent and intelligible, or it has a transparency to it. In other words, I saw my situation with great clarity, but my husband didn't. He wasn't, because he had emotions. His emotions were too busy. He had an investment in something that I did not. And I don't know, they don't want to listen to their wife anyway. He used to listen to me before we were married really well. Intentionality, intentions or intentionality. Oh, April Joy's taking a nap. Praise Jesus. All right. Intentionality is being deliberate, being purposeful, being purposive. I never heard that word before. Purposive. And so when you are it is, what was your purpose for saying that? Did you have an intention to say that? Or when somebody hurts somebody's feelings, they say, that wasn't my intention. Never was my intention to hurt or to upset or whatever. Because a lot of times, as you well know, when we are writing a letter, an email, whatever we're doing, we come across something that's said, and we wonder, what was the intention of that? And maybe there was no, but you don't get to see the face. You don't get to see the face. You don't get to see the action behind it or the feeling behind it. And so it's hard. It's hard when you're dealing with a letter or an email or a text, very different. Yes, I know. Dozen Cats, I believe you strive for it every day too. I think we all do in some ways. We don't want to stay in the mud. In other words, we want to rise up and wash clean whatever it is that's blocking us, and we want real clarity on an issue. And sometimes people have said they pull a card for clarity. They pull a card for just some guidance that they need for that particular day, or they talk to a friend, or they sit and meditate, or whatever it is that they're doing. Discernment is the ability to judge well. And so I would say, if there's anything that might be more difficult than another, and I don't really think it's that difficult, that judging well, making a judgment and knowing for sure that what you've said, what you've discerned, was what was meant or what was going on. And I think we can all be clouded or jaded by certain things. But the more we talk about these words and how they are used, hopefully you get more clarity, and then you have more discernment, and you can resonate. I know it's crazy, but all these words, they really do offer us something. Oh, good, Tracy. Yes. And you know what? If you don't like smudge, the smoke, you can always get the sprays, and they are wonderful too. As a matter of fact, I spray around my head before I start when I talk online. So now I want to talk about something that maybe you don't know about. And if you do, I wouldn't be surprised if you did, but it's called cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is when you see something or hear something that totally disrupts your whole way that things are done or that you believed. And cognitive dissonance kind of puts us in a funk, because we think to ourselves, Well, how can that be? I've been believing this for forever. And how can I change that belief system? And how can I change what I need to do? The definition here is the state of having consistent thoughts, beliefs, or attitudes relating to behavioral decisions and attitude change. But there are other things cognitive dissonance comes in, I think. I remember taking a class in Islam back in 95. I can't even believe it. And I remember he said the teacher said the Islamic State will rise and we'll be seeing a lot more Muslims and so on and so forth. And, it's kind of a prophecy, which at the time I didn't, I think though in 95, maybe that was the World Trade Center bombing, the first one. I'm not sure. So I took the class and I loved the teacher. He was a Coptic Christian, which means he wasn't a Muslim, but he lived in Egypt and he lived with a lot of people and he studied the Muslim religion. And he was talking about things in the Bible, things in the Quran, and I'm not getting biblical on everybody here, but those things are very similar. And then he said some things in there, though, were written and they aren't geographically true. Or they may have words that meant something else during that time it was written. One of the things he said was, Moses did not part the Red Sea because the Red Sea was further down on the map from where Moses and his tribe came across. Now, he may have crossed the Reed Sea because that's the sea that was down where Moses was. So automatically you can see that one E changed the whole dynamic of that. Now that didn't really blow my mind too much because, I wasn't concerned about which sea it was, or I wasn't, But the other thing he said, and I've always known this, was that the word Virgin Mary, only meant unmarried woman at that time. So Virgin Mary, it doesn't mean she was a virgin. Let's put it that way. Not in our 21st century or 20th century lingo. There were a lot of other things he told us about, but there were a lot of people in the class that had a lot of cognitive dissonance around those new thoughts and ideas because they had learned this is the way it was. You can't change what I already know, that kind of thing. So it can be a lot of things. It's sometimes is like kaboom. And it's sometimes, oh, okay, well, that makes sense, But a lot of people have a lot of trouble with it because their belief or their attitude doesn't want to change because it's ingrained. We don't want to change that. And that's what makes us either in a fixed mindset or a growth mindset, which is the next thing I want to tell you about. A fixed mindset means you believe that intelligence, talent, and other qualities are within us all and unchangeable. If you're not good at something, you think you'll never be good at it at all. So I might as well just forget about it because that's the way it is. And that's what I'm thinking. And that's the way it's going to go. Whereas a growth mindset means you believe that talent, intelligence, creativity, YouTube channels can be developed with patience and effort. Oh, yeah, you know what, Sharon? That's interesting that Mary might have had other children. Yeah, I understand that. So I pulled this up today, and it has a lot of information about how you can approach failures. And we just said, we had spent all that time. It could be perceived as a failure. It could be perceived as a growth experience, or it could be perceived as whatever anyone thought. And one of the things that it said in the article that I read was failures do not define you. They also must be turned into ideas that you can learn and grow from it, but it has to come in the mind. It has to be a process through that way. And we have to actually deliberately talk to ourselves about that and say that our abilities decide where we go, and our beliefs decide where we go. Sometimes you have to jump off a cliff, and that's very scary to do. When you look at successful people, they've achieved mastery, but they've probably gone through so many failures you would never believe it, including Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, I think he lost like 35 elections, something like that, before he was finally, I can't remember exactly how many, but he failed many, many times. And eventually, of course, he became the president of the United States. So, oh, that's so good, Sharon. I'm so glad, because I am teaching growth and fixed mindset at the college level. And these people have never learned about it before. And if you can teach somebody that at 7 and 8 years old in British Columbia to those children, hallelujah. That, and I know you teach critical thinking as well. So that's awesome. That's fabulous. Hello, Andrea. I just mentioned our series coming up soon. So some of the things that you might need would be hard work, of course, developing new strategies, drawing inspiration from others, which I do from you guys all the time, good mentoring. And that's something I want to work with. I want to see if we can come up with a good mentoring program where, I'm not a therapist, so can't go there. But I could be a spiritual guide or just an ear to listen. And invest in learning with constant improvement. Absolutely, absolutely important for you to invest in learning more, keeping your brain functioning. If you continue to use your brain, it won't harden so fast. Let's put it that way. The chances of Alzheimer's go down, lots of other things go down, and you become more aware and cognizant of what's going on, and able to make your own choices and not have them made for you. So there's a lot there for you. And this, I guess, is really important because of the Resiliency series. There's power in believing that you can improve and accomplish what you set out to achieve by looking at failures and setbacks as a medium for growth. It's being resilient in the face of challenging circumstances with unintended consequences. How do we shift? How do we learn? How do we commit to that path of growth and learning? Well, a lot of you have already shared how you have done that through the challenges that we've had during COVID and 45 rain. Beth, thank you, darling. I appreciate it. And I have been inspired by your stories. I have been heartened by your stories. I think you're wonderful. I think you're all wonderful. And by sharing what you've shared, you can help so many other people. And I thank you. Hi, Marie. It's good to see you. You went down denominational, cousins of the church. Oh, heck no is right, Marie. Absolutely not. Yeah. And actually, I remember a good friend of mine. She was Catholic, and her husband was Jewish, and they did a Catholic Jewish ceremony back in the 70s, and that was like, oh my God, how are you going to raise? How are you going to raise the children? It's all this worry and everything. So yeah, good for you, girl. Good for you, Marie. Yeah. So yeah, that's just a little bit about what I wanted to talk to. I think I need to do maybe some more of these lives. I try to squeeze in when I can. I really do like bringing new people into the community and talking with them and hearing their stories and finding out what their backgrounds were. It really brings me a lot of joy to do that. And I don't think I like talking as much about myself, but I'm glad that I was able to tell you exactly what's been going on and how long it's been going on. And now a new chapter begins, and I'm hoping that chapter can just, start fresh and move on. And I love the fact that it's on 11/11. And I got this other card called The Power of Purpose. Oh my God. So between that card that I got about the bird, looking down and looking out and saying to themselves, you've got a new opportunity here. You can see clearly now, that kind of thing. I also love the power of purpose. Yeah. And once you have that purpose, Yes, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've saw it with Jennifer. I've seen it with Kathleen Lightworker. I've seen it with Ron. I've seen it with Sophie. I've seen it with Gina Labrie and Pure Visionary and Kigaru Tarot and on and on. It's finding the purpose and then moving through it. Yes, absolutely. And now people in the chat like Andrea, let's do this, let's do that. So much, so purposeful, so helpful. I really just hold my heart out to everybody and say, wow, so much. And especially to Kelly, who's going to open her own channel as well, that we found out the other day, Dozen Cats for Me. I mean, really, celebration here. Big celebration. Yes. And no, you don't have to open a channel. That isn't the important thing. The important thing is finding what you want, finding what your passion is. And as Joe Campbell said, following your bliss. Yeah. Yeah. Purpose is very, very important and very powerful. It is, Kelly. It does make you feel alive, especially when you felt so dead for so long, because we can deaden ourselves to things. And yes, there's a lot of purpose. There's a lot of purpose. Yeah. Oh, good. Sharon, yes. Yes. Oops. Oh, you're welcome, Kelly. Yes. So you teach resiliency, you teach growth mindset, fixed versus fixed mindset, you teach critical thinking skills, but you live in such a socialist country. So, you know, you're no good, according to 45 and his minions. But oh my God, that's what we need. We need that. We absolutely need those things to be taught at that age. It's so important. And if you can't reach them, then you need to teach them now. It's never too late. It's never too late for that next thing. Yeah. Thanks, Libra Lady. We could do that. Maybe I will. Maybe Valerie and I can do that while we're on together that day. I think Valerie would take a little bit of time to do that with me on a ceremony for my husband's new business. Whoops. You guys. Yeah. And yeah, I like that. Libra Lady, you got some good ideas, girl. You just gave Jen a whole bunch of them, and now you're giving me one. So thank you. You're a wonderful. You're a Libra sister. Yeah, community discussion about this. Yep. Yeah, Marie, that's fine. Yeah, absolutely. Taking care of yourself is very, very important. Self-care is awesomely important. And yes, and yeah, you're clearing ground to hear your son and your guides. That's you don't need to do anything more than that if that makes you happy. I don't want anybody to think they're not doing enough. If you're here and you're listening or you're learning or you're growing or you're talking, then you are doing enough. Yeah, you're doing enough. You are enough. I have a little necklace that says you are enough. Everybody is enough. You love the air signs, Katie? Yeah. I've always been my husband's a Gemini and I'm a Libra, and both have the Capricorn rising, which is very interesting. And so we both like that business thing, that paperwork thing. And yeah. Oh, yes, Dozen Cats, you have lots of stories to share. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Who's saying they would like an interview with me? Oh, good, Sharon. Okay. So what I'll do, Sharon, is I'll send you Oil Painter's address, email, and then you can let me know when you want to do that. I should mention that we got a surprise up our sleeve, hoping that Nasty Women and maybe the Soul Sisters too. We're working on it. There's a book we're working on to discuss, I hope. And it's awesome. So, but it's a surprise right now. Yes, and Sonia, you're here too. I hope you heard. Yeah, Lisa was going to let you know about it. I hope you're on with this book we're going to be doing. So thank you, Sonia. You're a Gemini too. Oh, all right. Oh, you're an Aquarius with oh my goodness. You've got a Gemini. So you're like double air. Okay. Double air. That is exciting. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Sharon. So anybody want to, I'll give you a little bit of time. I got to teach a class in about 15 minutes. So there's always something to do. I'd rather be here. But anyway, I got a good group of people in that class. We're doing research, big research papers. So thank you. Sure, MJ. We love having you here. Good. And you know what? Sometimes people will bring up things like I did today, some of the words I brought up and the explanation of it and everything. And I know there's a lot of people here that already know that. And some people don't know it or haven't heard it. And so I always say that it's never too much to hear. Like, in other words, I'm always going back and rereading things and reevaluating and relooking at the way definitions come up and things like that. And I feel like, we can always use the message just to get us, there's a lot of ideas. And I know that you're being bombarded here on YouTube, and it's wonderful, but you're being bombarded with, ET stuff. We're going to do the shaman series, and there's, tarot, and there's Lenormand, and there's oracle, and there's pendulum, and I know you guys are bombarded with all of this, but staying with it really, it will sink in. Hey, Larry, it's great to see you too. How have you been? Yeah, absolutely, Marie. You do learn something new every day, and if you don't, you relearn it. How about that? I love it. Yeah. In Ascension Changes Idea and Practice. Yep. There's so much more to learn. Honestly. Me too. I'm always learning. Really. You had a wise grandpa. You did. So anybody got anything? Do they need to surrender to anything? I got my surrender cards here. I got my oil painter cards here. And they're so cute. Anybody? I could take maybe 2. Then I got to go teach my research writing class. Anybody want a quick pull on anything? I also got the 7 Energies Oracle cards, which are kind of cool. That's where I pulled that wonderful Power of Purpose card. Oh, by the way, I'm with Sheila tonight at 6 o'clock. Sheila, Inquisitive Tarot. Okay, Marie, done. There you go. Okay, and I'll give you a group message for the day. Excellent. You're getting to see all your guardian angels. Oh, Larry, you're like our guardian angel, too. I hope you've been well. It's so nice to see you. I don't see you all the time. It's nice to see you. All right. Ah, Laura. There you go. All right. I'll pull that one, too. How about that? Okay. So, first of all, I'm going to give Marie a card. All right, Marie. I'm going to pull one here, and I'm going to pull one of these wonderful oil painter cards that she made. Yeah. Ooh. Well, I pulled Earth Magic first, Marie. And I'm getting the feeling that you need to be spending some time outside, even if it's just out in your backyard, I don't know what the weather's like where you are. But there's lots of stars here, and the stars are all in the grass. So it's saying that there's magic in the stars under your feet as well. The stars are under your feet as well as over your head. So something to think about. This one here is number 22, which is a great number. It's a master number, and it's see what it is? It's a grasshopper. Did you ever watch that show Kung Fu? Oh, grasshopper. Oh, I'm sorry, it's praying mantis. It says stillness and silence bring opportunities for you, Marie. And when I saw this, after I saw this, I thought maybe being the card that had the earth, I'm sorry, it was this one, Earth Magic, that maybe there's a message for you out there in the grass somewhere. Look at that. I think it's cute. I like it. You know what? I wanted to say that. I said it in Jen's show. YouTube is dumping subscribers at random. I don't know if it's an algorithm or what it is, but if you're not getting any notices or anything, you might want to go back and check and see if you're still subscribed. Because and other people in the chat have said it. Ron said it. Kathleen said it, that they have like 70 subscribers, and then the next day they have 63. And I don't think that many people would unsubscribe to you in one day. I don't know, maybe if they really didn't like you, but it's also happened to me for other people's channels. I've been unsubscribed from them, and I didn't do it. So anyway, I know that you guys are busy and stuff like that, but just double check it. All right. Well, we're going to do a card for the group, and I'm going to use oil painters cards because I like. Ooh, I like this one. Number 2 for the group. This is a picture of spring. And in spring, everything grows. Open the windows, plant your gardens, remove the dust bunnies. But the first thing I got out of it was take time to play. It doesn't matter if it's spring, summer, winter, fall. It doesn't matter if you're 25, 40, 102. Take time to play. We all need time to play, and whatever that might be for you. It might be very different for you than it is for me and for others, but that's my community card pull today from Oil Painters. Again, they're called Clarity cards. I love that. Clarity. All right. I can only do a few things here today before I have to go. Let's see. Libra lady. Lauren, you wanted to know about what you need to surrender to overeating sugar. That's a hard thing. You get a withdrawal. You do get a withdrawal. I'm just saying you can get a withdrawal. I do. And I'm also a carb freak, and I get a withdrawal with those. Those are what I need. I don't really need the sugar. I need the carbs. I could eat a whole bag of chips. And I don't mean like a huge giant bag, but family size. And they're not good for me. Not at all. Surrender comparisons to other people is what you're getting here, Lauren. And keep your eyes trained on yourself and your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. And if you're doing this for your benefit, if you're trying to do this for your benefit, then that will be fine. It will work out really well for you, I'm sure, if you make that commitment. But if you're doing it because other people are saying, why are you eating that chocolate? Or are you getting too fat? Or don't do it. Do it for you. Do it for you. For a job. My first feeling is, can you, I don't want to say invent something, because, there's a lot of people that have a lot of strengths and they never go out and use them because they are either afraid or maybe don't have all the money either. So I understand that. But I'm wondering, what is it that you might love, Larry, that you can do that would bring you joy? And my criteria for joy isn't the money, how much money is it going to bring me, which I know it's okay to have that. It's okay to have that. But I remember asking students, what would you rather have, a job that you really loved or a job that paid $100,000 a year and you had to do this, like widgets, not that you would, they wouldn't pay you that much to do that, but you get my drift. Or you have to sell your soul, something like that, in order to do it. It just doesn't bring you any joy. Yep. And I got the uncharted sea, Larry. I'm thinking that there's something you can do that you haven't either thought of yet, or that you feel you might not be able to do, or I don't know. There's something out there. There's a whole sea for you try to find something maybe new and different. I've tried so many jobs in my life. Oh my God, I've had hundreds of them. And I even decided one time that I wanted to know what it would be like to deliver phone books when people ever use phone books. And that's unbelievably difficult. You have to carry them. You have to stop at every house. You have to leave the phone book. Then you get back in the car and you drop it. But carrying them, I was carrying them like big phone books down the street. I didn't need to do it. I just thought I'd try it. My brother did the same thing working for a place that did surveys. He thought he'd try that. But there are some people that, I don't know if you're a laborer or if you work in an office. I'm not sure what you do, but there's a whole uncharted territory out there waiting for you to mine it. Wish I could give you direction, but I think that's what Spirit wanted you to know. So, okay, Valerie. Again, I've only got about 10 minutes here and I got to go teach a class. So if I don't get to you, please don't be upset with me. I don't like to miss anybody. And that's one of my problems. I tend to want to make everybody happy. I can't do it. So I just want you to know it isn't, I'm not picking people that are my friends or something, even though they are. All right. Valerie, I'm going to do a oil painter card for you. All right. Oh, I love this. I love teddy bears. Here's a teddy bear fishing. Look at that. I love that. Teddy bears are my favorite thing. Oh my. I went to the Teddy Bear Museum in Florida when I was there. Solitude, Valerie, you're forming an idea and contemplating, but also you could be healing in some way, doing some healing for hurt or whatever might be in your life. But this is really good. This, this little bear is out fishing for new ideas, but also taking the time to listen and contemplate and be alone in doing so. So that's what I think that one is. Yeah. All right. Today's a new moon in Scorpio. Oh my goodness. Access. Ooh. At Isadora, my first impression is that they're telling you you have access to your guides, the other side, what it is you need to know. You can access it. It's available to you. Just keep doing what you're doing, girl. You're gonna start hearing more voices, I think. All right. Let's see. Oh, Nancy Jean's doing a series on weight loss. There you go. Very good. Oh, Valerie, that's funny. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Skywalking. Glad to see you. Happy to be here with you. Oh. I'm just checking to see if there's... Ooh. Okay, so you did do some work for... Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Honey, I am the biggest emotional eater you ever met. I've had stomach surgery twice, and I've lost lots of weight, and I tend to go back to the same damn habits whenever I'm stressed. So I really, really understand, and I send you lots of love. I send you strength, and maybe also I needed to hear you say that because I need to do that. And I've been stressed for 6 months, just eating away at anything that was in my life. Hi, Danielle. Oh, everybody is so wonderful you're here. Thank you. Sonia has a great exercise to help remove blocks. Good. Go on to Sonia Rain Lee's channel. Here I am. I tell you, I need all the help I can get. Marvita. Hi, Marvita. How are you? Oh, my goodness. I'm glad to see you. Thanks, Mims. Just unloaded a little bit at the beginning of this video, but I'm doing fine. Thank you so much. Oh, boy. What number is that? The numbers are hidden here. Is that a 0? I didn't know she had a 0 here. No, it can't be a 0. A 9. Okay. You are this is the architect of sanctuary. Number 9. Beside him is a cairn, a CAIRN, which is when you go out and you pile stones into this sort of figure. And it is spirit feeling near, protection, and it's telling you to build and rebuild. People will sometimes knock those down when they go by. A lot of people don't, because people will add a stone here and there. It's kind of like Jenga, if you've ever played Jenga. But yeah, you're building and rebuilding. So, and it looks good. What's this? Sorry, because I actually do have green. Oh, so you have to find the right people. Do it. You are in uncharted waters. You can do it. Thanks for sharing, Larry. Yes, Mems, I'll give you a card pull. So many good things that people are sharing in the chat. Thank you so much. There's one thing to just be listening, but to be sharing things that you know and helpful and put people on their way. That's awesome. Mims, I love this one. It's a hippopotamus. Look at that guy. Woo-wee. Let's see. What lies beneath, it says. Intuition, perseverance, and creativity. Yes, we do live in 2 worlds. We live in the outer world, and we also live in the inner world. And the inner world is the one where we can access, and there's that word access. We can access the divine and our creativity and lots of other things as well. So, guys, I'd like to take more, but I got to get my Zoom class set up for my class. That is my job. So I'm going to go. I'm going to be back on Sheila's channel with her tonight, Inquisitive Tarot. And I have Nancy Jean at 2:00 to talk about resilience. I love you guys. And thank you all for stopping and spending part of your day with me. Namaste. Thank you. Bye-bye.